guys, before we start today's video, I just want to say it means a lot, the tremendous outpour of messages we've got, whether it be calls, text, emails, stuff in our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, about where we've been for the last month. It's been wet. If you've been following the weather here in the Midwest, it's been wet for a while, and we just haven't been getting to work like we want to work. And we've done a few little things here and there, and I've started to piece some videos together, then never have got anything put out. So hopefully now we're kind of getting into the dog days of summer. We should have some pretty good working weather for a while as far as dry. The heat won't be the good part, but we'll have some dry weather. So before we start any videoing today, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that was concerned or dropped us a line or a message on that. It really does mean a lot. I just finished cutting up where I left off yesterday. John's dragging those. You can see Dad's in here behind me in this track of timber. I'm gonna go out here and try to get some of these down out here. We got some pretty good pecan out here, some ash and some water oak. I'm not real sure what Dad's cutting down there this morning. Probably bur oak or water oak or pecan. I don't remember seeing any ash or maple in there. So something along those lines. John should be finishing up there and he'll be down here in a bit. Long drags, but we're moving wood and that's all that matters. Starting to dry out pretty good. Opening up this canopy sure makes a big difference. Thick. See, like that little tree there, it's dead and dying. A lot of these down here just, they've been here too long. Like just the whole job's like that. It's some good timber, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of it that's just, it should have been cut years ago. You know, if you remember back, this was the job here a couple months ago that so much of the walnut in that one area cut bad. And the same goes with some of this type of material here, the water oak, pecan, stuff like that. Even some of it's cutting bad. When John gets back, I don't know if, I guess I said this, I don't know. I'm gonna have him push back away from these two big water oak here. Maybe I'm thinking, I just told him, I don't know if I told you guys, but he's gonna push back away from these couple tall ones. There's a top in there. I was trying to swing it around out through here and it caught just enough of the top of that big tree there. It pulled it right back in. So I need to get it out of there so I can cut those couple big ones. But while I'm waiting on him, I'm gonna go out here and cut a couple of these pecans. The things don't always go as planned. As you can see there, that tree's, when it fell, like I said, I've never seen a water oak bust like that. I've split some red oak, but not the water oak. I mean, it split all the way down to the butt, but trees are so tall. When it got into that other one, it caught that Y crotch just right. And like I said, I had that notch and I really thought I could pull it around there just like so. It had a hard lean, but just enough of it caught that up there. Right down she went. But we can still salvage some stuff out of it since it's just pallet material. So I hate splitting trees. I mean, it's more something on myself. I mean, I like to try to work with no to minimum error, but anytime you do something, there's going to be errors and there's going to be mistakes. You just got to try to learn from it and do better, which I'm hard on myself about stuff like that. I try to work pretty close to perfection, which that never happens, but that's what I shoot for every day anyway. So John's going to take that out. He's going to go get the grapple skidder. It seems dry enough in here. We think we can run with the grapple skidder. So we're going to try it. So what he's been doing so far is just staging these logs out here at the edge of the field. That way, when it comes time to take them up to the deck, he can get them with the grapple skidder because he can drag so much faster with it. I'm going to sit down and take a breather because it is sultry today. I'm trying to drink plenty of fluids and liquids because it's coming out of you as fast as it's going in. I've still got these couple big water oak here. Like I said, he's still got to push out around this one here. But I did cut a nice little walnut a minute ago. I don't know how we missed it. It was hiding back there in the timber, got it cut. And as thick as things are, I try not to get too far ahead of John or whoever's on the skidder, because this dense vegetation, you can easily miss logs if your cutter gets to going too fast. I know this because I spent a lot of years on the skidder, dragging behind Dad and Kenny, and I miss some logs every now and then. So just slow and steady. These trees are big anyway, so we're making our footage, but definitely don't want to leave anything behind. John's trying excuse me. John's trying to wrestle this sycamore out of here. These little long trees can be real tricky to get out, as we talked about. This sycamore here, a notch, kind of had a hole here in the bottom of it. See there? It didn't cut. It cut a little bad in the heart, which the sawdust is covering it up. So my placement was right where I wanted it. I wanted to put it right down through there, just not to tear up a lot of these smaller trees. I wonder where John's going. So we'll wait till he gets that out of there. Then there's a pecan right there I want to cut. And he still needs to get this big sycamore here behind us, and the walnut. There's a couple more pecan back here. Just pushing some tops. I think there's quite a bit of top there to push. I think that's from a hackberry, the majority of that. These little pawpaw trees are sure thick down here in this river bottom. I really, you know, I hate to tear a lot of them up. It's inevitable, as small as they are and as many of them as there are, but I always think about which I don't mind pawpaws. If any of you guys know what a pawpaw is, it's kind of like a little banana type fruit. Ozark banana, I've heard some people around home call them, but I don't mind them. It's not like I'm gonna go out and pick a bushel basket of them and eat them, but I will kind of eat on them a little bit in the fall when they are ripe. But the coons and possums, the fox, they just absolutely go crazy for them. And it's actually hard to get any of them before the wildlife does get to them. And I actually seen some growing on a tree here the other day, cutting in the bottom. I think it was in this bottom here. I don't remember whereabouts it was, but I don't see any little pawpaws growing on these trees. Finally got his plan of attack there, kind of pushed some brush out, which that's the best way to go with it, straight shot. Tall sycamore. I like cutting sycamore. It's a cheap wood, just a pallet material, but just the sheer volume, it cuts easy. Not a lot of limbs. I'm kind of seeing the butt there, how that tree's going bad. It was its time to go. Trying to snake one out. As far as water oak goes, this is some of the best water oak I think I've ever cut. Just because it's clean, there's really not a lot of shake in it. Very few limbs, because a lot of guys that cut water oak, pin oak some people call it, we call it water oak, swamp oak. There's a lot of different slang names for it around here, but guys that cut a lot of it, I mean, it's a cheap wood, it's a pallet material. You just kind of work on the volume with it. Same with sycamore, but where sycamore is fairly soft, this, you know, water oak's oak, and it can be pretty tough cutting. Now this one here, I'm actually going to try to do a salvage on it. See, it's just a dead tree, but I think we can get a piece out of it. And anytime I'm in a timber logging, if we can salvage something that's gone like this, unless it's just too far gone or really good animal habitat, if we know it's a den tree, a lot of times I won't cut den trees just for a couple reasons. One, there's probably ain't gonna be any good anyway, and there's no need in spending the time, money, and making the mess, into the wildlife aspect of it. I really try to be pretty conservation minded, especially in my older days here. You know, when I was young, I used to trap and coon hunt a lot, and anymore I'm getting to be kind of a softie. I get to thinking about animals, where they're going to live when we're done, which a lot of times the treetops provide such good cover for animals. It really does a lot for the ecosystem. Not only is it kind of helping out the residual trees to let the sunlight come through, open the canopy up, but it also gives hiding and cover for a lot of smaller animals. But like I said, anytime I see a den tree for coons or possums or squirrels, I try to keep from cutting it if I can. This one here, I think it's just a dead snag, so we're going to bring it down to the ground. And I've got one hung up there, and I've got a couple on the ground here. Of course, this pecan. We'll stop right here today. Tomorrow we'll pick up right in here and keep pushing back that direction. Hopefully by opening up the canopy, we can get some sunlight on these log roads like they are here, where we can dry out. We can get back in here with the skid steer and kind of smooth some of this stuff up, as well as run through here again. Definitely that sunlight's gonna help things a lot. So we'll knock this sucker down. We'll head out to the deck. It's amazing how it can go from muddy as can be to a couple inches of powder in just a few days. Starting to get quite a good bunch of logs here. We've got another row of them on up the road there. Of course, I think that was in yesterday's video. It's a mixed species bunch, although it is pretty heavy on water oak this week. There's a little bit of pecan, sycamore, a little bit of hackberry, but for the most part, it is water oak. We probably got another, probably another week of cutting on this side of the creek. Then we're gonna move over to the east side, start cutting over there. And I've not even been over there. I'm not sure what's over there. It's a pretty good sized patch of timber. I know there's a lot of bur oak over there in one area, but we can't cut those till this fall. They've already got that area planted in crops, and the corn's up pretty good over there. They actually got it in early, so it'll be come back this fall to cut those. Which, the way things are going, we might still be here this fall cutting, as big as this place is. John's dragging out stuff we were cutting this morning from down below there. I'm gonna get this deck area cleaned up, and I'm gonna mark those logs. If you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.